Hey you guys, long time no see on a breakdown, but today we're going to be looking at the Fortune Gear Keyblade from Missing Link. I am dying for some Missing Link news, and so I thought, hey, I have all this footage lying around because Damo actually sent me this when the closed beta was happening, and I was going to do some breakdowns during that, but I ran out of time and it kind of just fell to the wayside. And so with the kind of lull in news, I figured, hey, why not cover this Keyblade? Obviously, this is not going to be a full breakdown because we don't have the full game yet, but I did want to talk about everything that we do know about the Fortune Gear Keyblade. The first thing to note is that there is 4 levels to this so far. Each form is triggered by levels. It's very similar to the Union Cross version where as you leveled up your Keyblades, they would change form. I actually really like this Keyblade. It fits in very well with the steampunk vibes. The level 1 just has a simple gear cog making up the teeth of the Keyblade and just kind of like a metal pipe leading down to the handle. The second form of this adds some silver accents to it, as well as just kind of updating the handle and the holder for the cog. While the third adds a more like faded gold or brass aesthetic. And finally the third one is just insane and has a lot of gold accents on it. I do like how the cog for the Keyblade's teeth changes with each one. I think that's a really nice detail. And the keychain also changing looks pretty nice. The keychain for the level 1 looks very familiar. I'm not sure exactly where I've seen it before. It might just be a cog, but if anyone else has seen this before, just let me know. This Keyblade is very much focused on physical attacks. The combo chain for this is very long. Looks to be about 7 or 8 attacks in a combo. The really nice, impressive thing about this is that the changes in animation linking the attacks up is very smooth. Typically, it's very easy to see where your combo cuts, but for a lot of these attacks, it actually flows into each other quite well. Another thing to note is that you don't have a ground or air combo, you actually just do the same thing regardless of if you're on the ground or air. It's probably to make it a little bit easier as they add in more Keyblades to not have so much variation. It also doesn't seem like your attacks change depending on how many enemies are around you. In previous games, your attack combo would sometimes change depending on if you were attacking a single enemy or multiple enemies, and so here it seems like it just is one single combo without much variation, which is fine. I'm sure they had to take a lot of like shortcuts when developing a mobile game, so the fact that it looks this good, I'm pretty happy with. The combo starts off with a slashing overhead strike. This has a lot of range, and so it's nice that the opening attack is always going to pull you as close to the enemy as you can. You then follow up with a dash forward and then twist around to do a circling strike. After this, there is a couple almost like horizontal slash if you've seen the attack from Kingdom Hearts 2, but just a lot of like horizontal strikes before the character spins around, flips over, and ends with a downward slice. He then does an upward strike and then twists, hitting at the enemy multiple times and ending with a magic flash attack. Magic Flash was an attack seen in Kingdom Hearts 3. The animation is slightly different, but it's essentially the same with a big orb of energy around you pushing out enemies. I think the most interesting thing about this combo is that it feels very similar to a lot of other attacks. We have this spinning attack that is very similar to Sora's Cage 2 like twisting slash for one of his combo finishers. Then we have this attack that is like very similar to his horizontal slash from Cage 2. And then ending with this flipping attack really reminds me of another Cage 2 combo finisher. This one here actually reminds me of one of Aqua's attacks from Birth by Sleep. And then of course the Magic Flash combo finisher from Cage 3. I don't know if that's intended, but usually when they're choosing combat animations, they are very particular about what they do. They're not one-to-one, right? So that it's not like a direct link to these other attacks, but just the fact that they have a very similar feel to some of these attacks we've seen with Sora and Aqua, I think is really nice. So yeah, pretty basic combo. I think the only thing that kind of strikes me as odd is just how long it is. I worry that as we go throughout the game that enemies will not be staggered as easily, and so this Keyblade might become less viable despite its strength, but we'll see. So while your combo, as seen with this clip, does hit a lot of enemies around you, I still kind of worry about the length of the combo. That's just like my initial thoughts on it. There's a new mechanic introduced in Missing Link which has you charging up energy. You can see like red energy being drawn towards the player and then he glows and there's 100% text above his head. This actually will go from 100 to 200 to 300%. It does seem like you get slower with each charge, and so that's like a trade-off of, yes, you can charge up a stronger attack, but it's going to cost you your mobility. The charge attack is just a spinning strike. Each one is just more damage and a little bit more effects on each of them. The 300% charge does have this like yellow-orange cloud around you, and the range of which you have seems to grow as you charge it. And yeah, that's about all we know for Fortune Gear. I hope you found this interesting, and I hope this was new for you. If you enjoyed this, I'm also working on one for the Lights Order. That one will be a little bit more short. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment, and I will see you in the next video.